Hey Titans, welcome to another video, and this will be the first of a series that I'm going to create about creating a Titan offer, an offer that will be so good that people will feel stupid to say no to. And in this video, I want to break down more of the core pieces, because like with anything that we do here within Titanology, and this is really my personal preferences, we want to do things as fast as we can. We don't want to make it everything perfect from the first try. We want to get out there and present what we can do, how we can help people, right? So that is why I start with this, the core pieces. So let's get into it. Here we go. So the core pieces of a Titan offer. What are these core pieces? So basically, they are the big promise, the core outcomes, the core price, bonuses, and guarantee. And I've put these pieces in this order. So this will also be the order that you will present within your pitch, right? This is how we do it. And this is something that I find time and time again very easy to present to my potential customers. And it makes sense, okay? So we always start with our big promise, then we go into, okay, but what are the outcomes specifically? We talk about the price, of course. And after we talk about the price, we go into the bonuses and the guarantee. Because if you display the price, probably people will already come up with objections. And then I find it useful to come up with more bonuses and a guarantee so that you're already actually dealing with the objections right there. Anyway, if we go take a deeper look here, so these are just an overall view of the core pieces. We will go into detail more and more and more in the coming videos, the coming series of videos that I'm going to do, but this is the basics. So the big promise, first of all, if you're talking to people, and this is more or less like your elevator pitch, you could say, combined with a headline you would put on your website. But this is something you need to tell people from the first moment that you're presenting your pitch, your offer. I'm not saying this should not be something that you start to blabber out the first 15 minutes that you talk to someone, right? Because first you need to know their problems, their issues, their core challenges, and so on. But if you're really presenting your offer to them, then presenting a big promise is a good way to start. Because again, you need to paint a picture for somebody to see what is possible within a specific time frame without a specific pain or fear that they have, right? So if we're talking about like what we have in our academy, nutrition coaching. So if you want to lose a specific amount of weight, so you want to lose 10 pounds within 30 days without having the yo-yo effect or without doing crash diets, and this is it. This is the offer that you need, right? Something like that. If it's a service business, if it's a marketing agency, you could say, we're going to increase your revenue with 20% within 30 days without wasting time or money on Facebook ads because you're doing organic outreach or you're doing anything else, you know? So think about what specific outcomes your offer has and put it in a big promise, right? Set a time frame on it because people want to see, want to feel like, okay, if I do this, when will I see this outcome, right? And if you can take away their pain or fear, that's a real good way to get people involved, to get them excited about this. That's why it's a big promise, okay? So starting with that, then you break it down further. Then you say, okay, what are the core outcomes of the offer? And I prefer to come up with 3 outcomes to start with, because yeah, more outcomes will be harder to remember for people. So if you put there, within your pitch, within your offer, the 3 most important ones, they will remember, okay? It will be easy. So communicate also for each outcome, how it will solve your problem, in how much time, and what their effort and sacrifice will be. So actually, you could also think of this like putting the big promise on each of these outcomes. And if you put it in a sentence like this, then it will make sense for your customer, your potential customer, right? I will show you our pitch so you can relate a little bit more to that. But think about 3 core outcomes, how it will solve their problem, and how much time and what their sacrifice will be, right? The less sacrifice that they will need to do, the less effort that they will need to do, the better it is. So in our case, it's about, for example, doubling the leads within 30 days. That was my first piece of outcome that I did. Now I restructured that a little bit more, but you could say something, I'm going to double your leads, right? The core outcome is doubling your leads within 30 days without you having to spend any time or money on Facebook ads. Could be something, right? Or doubling your sales within 30 days, within 60 days, without you like having the fear of being seen like a scam, or the fear of talking to people. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you can do there, and this can be for service businesses, this can be for coaches, this can be for even for e-commerce. This can be, if you can really point out outcomes of your offer. So if you're thinking about e-commerce store, this can really be like, what will you gain when you buy a product like that, right? It depends, of course, what kind of e-commerce you're doing, but you get the idea. And it can be really for anything. You just have to think about what are the problems that my audience has, why would they buy from me, and what can I really tell them that if they get this, how their life will change and so on. So the outcomes are really important. The core outcomes, these are the things that you really are going to be able to deliver within your program. That's what your program is about, okay? Then offering the core price. So you talked about your core outcomes, you talked about more or less also how you're going to get there. Then you talk about the price. What is the price? And to put a price on your offer, you have to think about the cost of not doing it, right? Use it to determine the price that's worth it, right? So if your business, if we say the outcome is we're going to double your sales, for example, or double your revenue within 60 days, right? So we're able to do that, and they are struggling with sales. They're even seeing a decline in revenue, right? So what is their cost of not doing this program, which will help them increase the sales, is much more than what the price would be for the offer, right? It's like saying to somebody, hey, I'm going to give you $100, and within 60 days, you're going to get 1,000 back, right? That's how you need to look at it. And that's how you should present it as well. People will need to understand what is the cost of not doing it. What will you give them in return? And of course, even within the lifestyle business, you can put a cost on it, right? Even within life coaching, you can put a cost on it. And the cost could be more about relationships, or could be about health, about the fact that you will need to go to see a psychiatrist or a doctor or whatever. But all of that has a cost, right? So calculating that cost will make you come up with a price for your offer, okay? And again, it's your job to make sure that the value you're giving will outweigh the amount that they need to pay, right? So we're not doing anything unethical here by charging a high price, because we know by calculating the cost of not doing it, what it will actually cost them, right? So if we ask a specific amount, we know that this will help them avoid that cost, right? So don't be afraid to charge a big number, because in the end, you want to have a good business to help more people. And you can only do that if you get enough revenue going on, if you have enough profit going on, okay? So that is also a core piece. Then once you talked about the price, like I said, people will have objections about the price, right? Then you can talk about bonuses. You can stack your offer in a way that together, all the bonuses together will be worth more than the core offer. But bonuses are thrown in there for free, right? So you give bonuses to the people, and each bonus has a specific amount attached to it. Could be a template, could be an extra training, could be an extra session, right? Like we do, we give you an extra audit session, which is worth an hour of my time, which is worth a certain amount. Okay, you put an amount of it on it that feels good. And all together, all these bonuses together can be any amount that you want. They should be worth more than the core offer, right? Because that will show your potential customer how crazy this actually is. This will show them that this is really hugely valuable, this offer, and that the price that they have seen before is actually not that much compared to what you're giving them as an extra bonus. And then lastly, to really put the cherry on the cake is having a guarantee. And we will go more into detail with this, but a guarantee by itself can be very powerful. You know, you have to, with a guarantee, you can reverse the risk for your potential customers. So they might think like, oh my God, if I put all this money in there, maybe it will not work. I'm afraid that this will not work. So they are having like the idea that this is a big risk to take. You have to reverse the risk by showing that you're going to put your skin in the game, right? Because you provide them something that is valuable to them, but you have to prove that it will impact their life, their business. So you have to be the one that shows how confident you are on what you're delivering. And you're so confident that you're even willing to put your skin in the game, and which means that you're saying something like, okay, if you feel like you don't get any value within the 30 days, we're going to give you your money back, no questions asked. Or it can be performance-based. If you don't get a sale within 30 days, we're going to give you your money back. You know, this puts pressure on you for sure to deliver what you're promising. But you have to be so confident about what you do that you can do that. Now, you have to think about your situation, your business, and what can you comfortably guarantee people, right? But this is a strong way to show people that even if they put money towards you and your product or your service, that you will make sure that they will get the results, right? So that there is, in the end, no risk for them to buy, because if it's not working, if you do not deliver your promise, they will get their money back, right? That is an important piece there, right? And also showing that you're willing to go above and beyond to give them the outcomes you promise. Very important as well. But that's something you do at the end of your offer. But the offer itself, so these are the core pieces, right? So this will create an offer so good that people, that they would feel stupid for saying no to the offer, okay? Again, it sounds simple. The core pieces are pretty simple, but you can do a lot of improvements along the way. It's going to be about the details as well, but this will give you already a framework that you can start building your offer. If you already have an offer, think about the core pieces and think about if you have all of them, right? So big promise, core outcomes, core price, bonuses, and a guarantee, right? Those are really the core pieces. And we will go more and more deeper into them piece by piece, okay? Now, what's next? So put that in a pitch deck. I'm going to show you next how that looks like. Test it out, test it out, test it out. Tell the same audience, the same people, doesn't matter. And adjust and try again. If I say test it out, adjust and try again, it's really always the same, like iterations, continuous improvement. And don't worry about presenting your offer again to the same audience, because if you have presented your offer to someone once and they said, no, this is not for me, okay, maybe in a few weeks, you can say to the same person, hey, I got a new offer. I got something exciting. I got something new that I want to share with you, right? And then you present the same, but you already have added some bonuses. You have maybe changed the price or changed the outcomes or changed the process on how you're going to do things, right? That's a new offer. And you can also create a new name for that offer. So it doesn't have to be always the same, right? You can create, but be careful. Your offer is not the same as your program. Again, your offer is not the same as your program. It doesn't mean that if you create your offer, that this is something that piece by piece is the same as your program. It cannot, right? So that means also that you can create multiple offers for the same program. Think about that. And you have to do that because people will react more on one offer than the other. Or you can take pieces out of your program to create a separate offer. Smaller offers, bigger offers, you know. So be careful not to make the mistake to just say, okay, this is the offer, so this is just my program. There is nothing else. And also when presenting your offer, don't start showing every single piece of your program. It's not needed. You just need to persuade people that you are the one that will help them, right, with your program. That's the idea. The program, the product, the service, whatever you have, that's how you do it. All right. So going to our pitch deck for a moment here. Let's see. Yeah, I updated this a little bit. So I'm going to go through this quickly. I'm going to create another video about this pitch, but as you can see, so I gave it a name. So our name will be about the program, about the academy, Titan Hustler Academy. So I do a big promise here. So follow the Titan Hustler roadmap. Guarantee you will get your business up and running and booming. This can be even more powerful. So I will probably have to update a little bit in the next 60 days. This is what I added to put a time frame on it. But this is what I want people to know is once they go through the academy that they can get their business really not up and running, not only up and running, but also booming in the next 60 days. So we can make this more specific and saying you will be able to double your sales, double your income, but this is also within the outcomes that I've put in, okay? So the big promise, then you have, you can talk about the process, but don't make it too long, make it simple and easy. And then you talk about what is the core, right? The community access, this is something that I have added as well. But for me, this is the most important piece. The 3 outcomes, right? The 3 outcomes of our offer. is, I have changed this, to be honest. I have really changed it. This was the first one, right? So it was about doubling the leads, doubling the sales, doubling the freedom, which is already good, but maybe not specific enough. That's why now I do it like this. Also using the same format as the big promise. So I say, within the first 30 days, within the first month, you get a Titan offer, packaging and messaging, so that you can attract new leads like crazy without wasting time and money on the wrong people. Because that is one of the biggest pains that business owners have. They either have an offer, but they don't get the amount of leads, or the leads that they get are wrong leads. And even when they get to the right leads, they don't really know what to offer, right? So that's what we solve within the first month. And then the second outcome, third outcome. Those are the outcomes, okay? Then you can talk more about how the process will look like, right? So it's a group coaching, it's a one-on-one. How long does it take? What will they get from that offer? This is more specific to your specific offer or your specific program, right? Just show them what they will get once they get it, okay? And then it's about the investment, right? Then it's about the investment that they will have to do. And you can put whatever you want in here. You can change this up. You can increase, decrease. You have to play around with this based on what people are willing to invest within your program. But again, if you are doing a good job to presenting this in a way that they feel so aligned to this and they feel like, okay, I need to do this, then price by itself is usually not the issue. It's usually more of a trust, or they don't like you or whatever. Then bonuses. So then present your bonuses like I do here. So, and each bonus needs to have a price tag attached to it. And also you have to explain why it has that value, right? For example, this one, a Titan Time Management Masterclass, I put a $500 value on that because with this time management, you can free up 10 to 15 hours. And 10 to 15 hours for a CEO is easily more than $500 worth of time, right? You also have one-on-one coaching and so on. So all these bonuses, you can list them out. You can stack this, so you can already see that this will have bigger value than the offer itself, all right? Another bonus and so on. So bonuses for everybody. Then you have the guarantee. So this is also what you guys have seen. The 30-day money back guarantee. And no questions asked, like you can cancel and get your money back, right? This is something, but you have to say this with conviction, right? You don't just throw it out there and just hoping that they will not use it, because that's not how it works. You're the expert here, so you know exactly, like if they go through this program, they will be successful. They will get the results. So you can put it in there. Within the next 6 months, if you do not get we will give you this and this. But this is the same for service businesses. This is the same for, I would even say, for e-commerce businesses. You can come up with guarantees. I mean, there are many examples for that, but the whole idea is to reverse the risk for the potential customer. So they think like, okay, if I'm going to put my money in here, then okay, there's less risk, because if it's not for me, I'm not sure, then I'll get my money back. This will get them, this can get more sales through the door, right? If they're still doubting if it's something for them or not, if you can reverse the risk about the price as well, that will get them over on board, right? Now, this is really the basics of creating your offer. And like I said, create something test it out and improve piece by piece by piece. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in trying to make it perfect, and yeah, you will not feel maybe confident enough, and then you will stall reaching out to people. You will not want to talk to people because you're not confident about the offer, yada, yada, yada. Just go out there and start talking to people, present your offer. You don't even need to have a slide deck like this, right? The first couple of calls that I did, I didn't have a slide deck, all right? And I was still able to sell coaching programs. So don't worry, you should just have to get it in your head. So you need to know exactly how your offer is and what price will be, and then you can get out of it, okay? Putting it in a pitch deck will just make it more visual for you, will make it more easy to adjust along the way, all right? So this is the beginning. More stuff is coming up here, but just already try to come up with your offer, put it down in the comments. Let's see what you have and let's talk about it in one of the next huddles. See you later. Bye-bye.